Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Kneon. I am here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
And we're going to do another video. Now that Geeky's here, we're going to do another video on farm folks and boob physics and Kotaku hit pieces. Apparently, Kotaku is getting into this bizarre conversation with the developer of the game. Now, for those of you who haven't seen the previous video, Farm Folks is a Stardew Valley Harvest Moon type farming sim game. And the developer, the social media manager, whoever it was, made a joke about jiggle physics, boob physics in the game because of all the controversy around Stellar Blade.
So it was just a joke.
It was just a joke. Well,
Okay.
Kotaku did a hit piece on them.
Yes, and of course it's the same person you expect it to be.
Alyssa Mercante, yeah.
Because she apparently has nothing better to do with her life than try to start fights with everybody online and probably get Kotaku sued.
Yeah, we'll talk about that because she is definitely stepping into it. And I know she's had an open invite by some different streamers, game streamers, to come on. I think Side Scrollers wanted to have her on and she refused to go on. Like, she'll go on to other people's podcasts that are friendly to her and whine about all the bigots and the misogynists and Gamergate 2.0 online.
Because she won't go any place where she might get questioned.
Right, okay. right. But yeah, so there's that. The gamer, of course.
So like all the people behind Masters of the Universe, they'll go with the people who kiss their ass, but they won't go to
pretty much
podcasts
yeah.
where people are actually asking questions.
Yeah, ask some questions. I mean, you can go onto a podcast. A person can have a different point of view, and you can say, "Hey, look, we're not gonna slam you, shit on you, whatever. We just want to have a conversation." And you can do that. I mean, if it's live, it's gonna be harder because you're gonna have people in the comments that are gonna be dicks. But she won't even do that. And then she just wants to kind of sit behind her wall and lob Molotov cocktails at gamers. Figuratively speaking, of course, because I don't think she could really throw a Molotov cocktail. But anyway, we're gonna talk about this because this definitely feels like end stage Kotaku. Remember, Kotaku is owned by Geomedia. They're selling sites.
They're already getting sued on Deadspin and all that, and they sold this stuff because of the problems. But I was looking at this, so they're really mad. And then, interestingly enough, and I think if you would start looking into it, the same chicks start writing an article in lockstep with her. And I have to wonder if this has happened. I don't have time to look today. Yeah. But I have to wonder if you look at if they are all like somehow talking back channel and they're all working together to write pieces at the same time.
I know they are because we know this is how it works in comics. I guarantee you it works this way in gaming. And we have like 3 or 4 sites that are all kind of in lockstep. Kotaku, Polygon, The Gamer, and all these sites are in Hurtsville financially. And Gamergate 2, as much as they bitch about it, it's damn good for business.
That's what they've been trying to make it happen.
They want it to happen because, they were told, remember, Kotaku was told, and she's the one that had the biggest shit fit about it, Alyssa Mercante, but they were told that they were going to just focus on game guides. They weren't going to do anything like this because I think their owner, Geomedia, which also owned Deadspin, they're terrified that they're going to get sued.
Well, it's interesting because they're selling off all the other blogs they own, and they're only holding on to a couple. And I wonder if someone gave them money tomorrow, if they'd sell Kotaku, they just can't find anybody who wants to buy it.
They sold The Onion. The Onion was actually profitable. Yeah, one of the few that they had that actually made. Well, it made money. Profitable, I don't know, but it wasn't in the hole as much.
But this woman has been like just psychotically attacking people right and left who disagree or call things out. Like she's just been, from my understanding, been acting kind of bad. Shit crazy. Yeah. For lack of a better term. This is the way she's been behaving online. It just seems that way.
So let's,
in my opinion.
That's the opinion of many people. We're going to talk about this. Now she's getting into it with the developer because, again, there was no reason to put this out there. It was a joke. It was a joke that they put out there because it's like, oh, this, cutesy little farm sim. Hey, we're going to talk about jiggle physics because Stellar Blade and everybody's talking about boobs. And they had to apologize. They put that. Well, they didn't have to, but they chose to apologize. They put this big, long statement out like, we're not trying to offend anyone, blah, blah, blah. The same tactics that these assholes were using back in 2014, 2015 to get these game devs to toe the line. And so we have a lot of things going on here. We have these websites collapsing. We have AAA gaming collapsing. So now they're patrolling indie game companies.
Well, because they seemingly think that they're the ones that have to tell everybody what to think and what to believe, and that they're the police. They're the ones. It's their job to make sure that gaming is what they want it to be. Doesn't matter what everybody else wants. Doesn't matter what most of the gaming people want. And this is something to get so mad about. This is absolutely ridiculous. It's clearly a joke. I don't understand why they're getting so over the top or mad about it.
Yeah.
It's a joke.
Yeah, so here's we'll talk a little more about it. Before we get into it any further, and we're already into it pretty far. Before we get any further, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. Yeah, woo if you do.
Woo.
Yeah, so they were like, hey, do you want 50% jiggle? Do you want 90% jiggle? Do you want 30% jiggle? How much jiggling do you want in your farm sim game? You know? And yeah, they had to put that stupid apology out there because the gaming journos came after them. And
you're not allowed to do anything unless they tell you it's okay. But if something they like, it's fine then.
Yeah. So then Koshlikov, I think is his name. This game is made in, I don't know, it's Polish or something. Oh, no. Okay. Turkmenistan? I haven't heard of that country. I'm sorry. But yeah, this is what she said. And then we'll go out and see the blowback here. She said she didn't expect him to respond to the request for comment, let alone talk via Discord, video call for over an hour about farm folks, his dislike of cozy game labels and the game's purposefully cheeky content. The wording was silly. The response, which she said was overwhelming and unfortunate because the internet is almost a one-sided court where no matter what we say, it doesn't matter. The original idea was, yeah, we spiced it up with a little joke, which was the problem. But the general idea was to make sure that we're doing the breast physics right because our game is immersive. It's not that we're fixated on women's, like he has to explain this. We're not fixated on women's parts. Our entire character body is full of technology. To me, breast movement was not controversial since it's human biology.
Yeah, you do. I'm sorry. I think, oh gosh, go on to Facebook. If you're a girl, you're constantly getting bra ads about how to keep your girls in place because they bounce. I'm sorry. If you got a chest, it's going to move. It's the way it is.
So he said he actually wasn't aware of the Stellar Blade discourse at first, and then that's why we really wouldn't gaslight and pretend we didn't know. Then he talked at length about how Farm Folks wasn't just a cozy game that has elements of immersive sims, PvP, et cetera, et cetera.
How dare he put what he wants to put in his own game? Because she's mad about it. Yeah,
we're apologizing for the wording, and there's people saying you guys shouldn't apologize. Not cool. You should stand up to the crowd. No, we fucked up. We're happy to apologize.
I don't understand how you screwed up. It was a joke.
It was a joke.
I'm a woman. I'm a woman with big boobs. Not offended. Wasn't offended in any way, shape, or form.
I mean, it's weirder when you've got characters jumping up and down and nothing happens.
I mean, honestly, I don't really look at boobs. I'm sorry, I don't. It doesn't matter to me either way. But I'm just like, as a big boob woman, I'm not offended by it.
Oh, God. Okay, so this is where it gets hit PC. More than once in our conversation, he referred to both sides, suggesting there were bad actors involved on both ends of the spectrum.
You're one of them. You are one of them. Stop pretending like you are not.
I asked if he wanted farm folks to court the kind of players that join the Discord in bad faith or who believe that boobies should be bouncing at 150% physics. This was his response. So he
edited for brevity and clarity, meaning I edited it the way I wanted it to be.
He said, we don't want vulgarity because it can be fun, it can be goofy, it can be memey, but we're not going to go after over-sexualized goofiness. Yeah, I mean, I thought it was weird in a farm sim that they were, but again, they said this is kind of just their sense of humor. They've been doing this for a while.
They make jokes like this all the time. It's kind of like goes with what people expect.
Yeah. We listened to our community. We heard that sometimes we talk about like implementing jiggle physics, right? And we obviously have tons of settings for any kind of physics, like body parts, just like, we can do it with soft spots on the butt and we can do it with chest. I mean, look, these games are more and more advanced. We're not dealing with sprites. They're going to, whatever. To answer your question, no. We don't want to attract nasty people.
You're interviewing her. Yeah, we're interviewing with her.
We don't want those. We do have some limits, like as much as we want to give it, but it's so controversial. I want the player. It shouldn't even be controversial.
It's not. And the thing is, this woman is like, she's out there. I mean, you're talking about nasty people. She's been out there acting like a complete twit for like weeks, but then she's like, you don't want to, basically the wrong kind of people that we're the good guys. No, you're not. You're not the good guys. I agree. There's enough bad on both sides. There's good on both sides, but there's also bad on both sides. And you can't say that you're completely innocent and that, oh, poor you. Bullshit.
Oh Bullshit. My God. Okay. So then she has to drag Grummz into it.
What's that have to do with the price of gas?
Nothing. It has nothing to do with it. He said, yeah, the issue is political. Some groups of people don't agree with this and some about the apology, right? He said, I think we're in a crossfire fire. And the question goes to if the post was intentional or not. Like, no, not really.
I didn't think it was. I don't think they need to apologize. But then if he feels like he needs to, that's his choice.
He said, I've been hearing a little bit about all this stuff. Don't want to enrage our community. I don't really know the game name, the Blade game. I've seen the screenshots of Eve's outfit, and they're crazy at me. It's not even almost fitting to the game. I asked how he felt about some people, Kern included, Grummz, saying that farm folks will miss out on support because of its apology. Fuck that. I don't care what he thinks. I'm apologizing for structuring it badly. If we were to rewind the times, we would skip it. Yeah, we fucked up the language. So
basically, because he got cornered by her, he's apologizing, to what she wants. I'm sure it'd be a real shame if no one ever plays your game anymore because we go out and,
It's almost like he was right. Kotaku has approved Alyssa Mercante for a slew of hit pieces, and this was back in March. Yeah, she just cannot quit. Like, I think she just wants to make out with Grummz.
Well, I don't know. I mean, it's like, why drag him into this, I mean, you could have said to people who think you shouldn't apologize. People are only saying you shouldn't apologize because of who it is. And it's demanding an apology.
Oh, my God.
Because most people realize it was a joke.
We don't want to be part of the culture war. We don't want Kern to give us any recommendations. We prefer to evaluate from what we consider human character, et cetera, et cetera. Okay, so get down here. The goal is for players to properly represent themselves in game. Yes, and some people have big boobies that flop when they
and
run.
Some people want that. There are women who want that. Are you not allowed to? Because this other woman says you can't?
Though Kashlikov toed the both sides line, he did make it clear that the goal of farm folks is to be diverse.
What does this have to do with anything? What does that have to do with anything? Like, diversity wasn't even something that was being mentioned in this.
Oh my God. I felt more than a little bit of whiplash while talking to him. In one breath, he'd say something like, everyone is welcome. In another, he'd bemoan the existence of radicals on both sides.
You're one of them.
He told me he was talking to me with an open heart, but made a comment about the press twisting words.
Yes, because it's almost like people realize that certain people that are doing articles for, say, places like Kotaku twist things around.
In our over hour-long conversation, he spoke about saving bugs in his house, how young I looked, thanks Botox, and the Turkmenistan politics.
I don't think you look that young.
So many jokes.
I think you look
so many jokes I will not be allowed to say. Ultimately, it felt like he was open to having a discussion and against bad actors.
Yeah, of course, she's never one of the bad actors ever.
Yeah, using farm folks as a battleground in their culture war.
It sounds to me. That's exactly. Whoa. That's exactly what she's doing.
Yes.
Potter kettle, Alyssa. Potter kettle, because you're doing the exact same damn thing. You just think it's okay when you do it. Here's the thing. It's like, that's damned if he does and damned if he doesn't, honestly, at this point. Everybody's getting mad at him. And he's not wrong to say that there are radical, extreme issues on both sides. And then she's saying, only on one. No, sweet cheeks.
No.
I see a lot of bad behavior out of your side as well. Honestly, I'd say I argue more so.
So he's pissed. This is Peter.
If he's pissed, he's pissed.
Yeah.
What did you expect, dude? What did you expect from her?
You talked to Kotaku.
What did you expect?
Look, Mercante did this guy dirty. She has done a lot of guys dirty, and sometimes she got paid for it.
Well, he's even saying he's using me against Grummz, but yeah, I know, right? Yeah. Maybe she should be on her back some more. He's mad now because she kept bringing Grummz up because she used this as to make digs at him. And it was stupid. It's like, why? It didn't even fit. There was no reason to bring him into it.
Yeah, so he's pissed because, again, this is a guy from another...
You kind of deserve it, dude, because you went running to her. What did you think was going to happen?
I don't think he knows. I'm going to be honest. A lot of people don't know that Kotaku is like the worst of the worst.
And they don't know that she's kind of been ground zero. For as much as she tries to blame Grummz, she's just as much ground zero.
She is, yes.
She's been trying to instigate Gamergate 2 so someone pays attention to her.
To save her job. I think she's trying to instigate Gamergate 2 to save her job.
I think you need to say she's an instigator, and then she's complaining about everybody else instigating, according to her.
Yeah, so this is, again, hat tip to Peter Pischke. This is his response. He said, "Hi, Alyssa. You've been using me as a tool against your nemesis, and I'm not sure if it was intentional or accidental."
I can answer that. It was intentional.
It was intentional,
I'm telling you,
Alex, it was intentional. This is who they are. This is the same Kotaku that wrote a hit piece on Troy Levitt, the lead on Hogwarts Legacy. They went back and they dug up videos he did in like 2014 or 2015 to try to say that he sympathized with Gamergate and he needed to be ousted from Hogwarts Legacy because they stupidly thought if they get him off of Hogwarts Legacy, like Warner Brothers is just going to cancel the game. But he should have sued them.
He should have.
This is what they do. He said, you misrepresented a few of my points. In our dialogue, you agreed that it's all cool to have women's breast movement in games. You reached me for clarification yourself and then refused to share it with your readers on X.
For brevity and clarification, I said basically you just probably are manipulation is what it's being used for.
More people need to get pissed. They are, let's go back to Grummz. This was in March. Kotaku has approved Alyssa Mercante for a slew of hit pieces and is about to deadspin themselves into a lawsuit. And here we are, not even 2 months later.
He has the receipts?
Yeah, they had an hour long. Yeah. Hi, Alex. I noticed you've been replying to people saying I intentionally misrepresented one of your quotes. I love how these people, this is like a generational cultural thing. They play stupid because they're hoping that you're going to give them enough rope to let them tie you up and hang you with it. They're like, hi, I'm just tee-hee-hee. I don't understand what you meant by that. Like, could you clarify?
I recorded the conversation and I went over it. If I'm not going to play it, okay, fine, play it. Play the conversation. Release the conversation, Alyssa.
Release the receipts.
Release it. You know?
Yeah, this sounds sort of gate adjacent, doesn't it? Kind of like, we got, you just have to.
If she's so sure that she's right, release it.
And he said, hi, Alyssa. I strongly believe this sentence was taken out of context to support a specific narrative and goal, which is to destroy Grummz and to destroy Gamergate 2 and to get back at all the people that went after Sweet Baby Inc. and all that. She's all involved in all this stuff. I believe it's part of a larger context where you and I agreed that having breast physics in the game is acceptable. The quote that you shared was my response to people that are offended by the breast movement in the game. I'm clarifying what I meant since it seems like it was taken out of bigger context, and I probably didn't choose the best words to express it. I didn't intend to hurt anyone or call names, but it's being interpreted this way now. Can you be so kind and share with me the recording? People are harassing me because my point is misrepresented as well. I want you to tell me what part of the above quote you believe should be included in that section to properly represent you. He asked her
to give him the recording.
Give me the recording because she's deliberately probably leaving things out to support her position. Rita Skeeter, right?
Yeah, Rita Skeeter is perfect.
Rita Skeeter here
Rita Skeeter without clothes on her back most of the time.
Yeah. Or would you like me to use what you said earlier? Yeah, she is being a bitch to him. Or would you like me to use...
You think that boobie bouncing would be normal for her?
She would think.
I mean, she's probably used to seeing her boob bounce up and down when she was getting paid for it.
See, you can say that. I was making jokes before.
I get sex from a woman.
Okay, there you go. You're my shield.
She's made comments about it. So you know what?
If you'd like me to use what you said earlier, it was more linked to people who got upset that we had natural breast movement in the game, et cetera, et cetera. The goal for players is to properly represent themselves in the game. Yeah, I agree with that. We're not aiming for over-exaggeration. The goal is to make it very elegant and very sensitive to women and their bodies. You have to be a very poor person to kind of sexualize it. Basically, he was just like, people have big boobs and people have big boobs. Those boobs bounce and, ha-ha-has.
She puts a quote and he goes, you're cutting the most important part.
Yeah.
I strongly believe that the sentence was taken out of context to support specific narrative and goal. I believe it's part of a larger context where you and I agree to having breast physics game is acceptable. The quote that you shared was my response to people that are offended by the breast movements in the game. I'm clarifying what I meant, since it seems it was taken out of a bigger context. And I probably didn't choose the best words. Okay, you said that already. So you want me to include that statement? Are you denying that you said what I've quoted?
Is that what I said? That I'm denying it? I'm explaining what I meant. No, Alex, the biggest mistake you made, sir, was talking to a Kotaku urinalist and expecting them to tell the truth. The same thing happens when comic book people talk to like Rich Johnston, right? You're going to get actually Rich has been better lately, which is weird, but like you're going to get a very distorted version. She has already decided that she is going to use Kotaku to...
It's her personal platform.
It's her personal platform. She's going to use it to take down Grummz, the people that went after Sweet Baby Inc. That's what this whole thing. She's gonna come hell or high water. She is going to burn the fucking thing down because she knows she's on borrowed time anyway, and she's not going to just stick to doing game guides. She's going to go out with as big of a bang as she can.
No, that was her job before.
Yeah, I thought you said you'll post my clarification. Your statement is at the end of the piece. Is it in your tweet? Because I don't see it there. My tweet is not in the piece. It's in the piece. You don't think it's important to clarify that as well? It's in the piece. I got that. Yeah. In your tweet, you're saying you reached out to me for clarification. You didn't include it. It just feels a bit off and probably going to mislead your reader. Still, I am not a service. You were before you became a games journalist. Mm-hmm. I am not a service. You do not get to dictate to me how I represent you. Goodbye. Oh, fuck off,
so
bitch.
Basically, I can represent you however I want because you talk to me. Well, you know what? Lesson learned, Alex. If you had asked anyone, they would have told you, don't do it. Because she's just going to twist everything you say because that's all she does. She just like finds one thing that she can try to say, to twist. And that's what she's going to run with. She's done it multiple times. Yeah. She's admitting to basically doing that. Yeah, in this article. You don't get to tell me how I get to represent you.
She was going to use this innocuous little farm sim game to attack her perceived enemies online because she doesn't give a shit. She's even made the comment that she can't wait to go back to sex work because it's better than dealing with these people. Why don't you?
Why don't you? I mean, at least you will have your mouth full and you won't be able to talk.
Damn.
I mean, seriously.
This is why I love you.
I love you too. I'm just like, but this is ridiculous. I mean, but then I don't know what people expected. She's just going to use everything to try to take down people she's mad about. And she's going to twist everything to being what she wants it to be. First of all, I don't know why we were even doing an interview about the joke he made to begin with.
Because he's from another country too. So he's probably like, oh yeah, did I offend some people? I mean to, oh, here's a journalist from a video game site. So I'll just clarify with her and then she can go out there and then everything will be okay. He didn't know, I don't think he knew what the hell he was stepping into. No, I don't think this guy has any idea. But
fine, release the interview. Release the audio.
That's a damn shame because the game actually, I was looking at the game and I'm like, this is something geeky. Like, she'd be totally about this. She loves these like farm sim games. This person said, hey, you seem like a nice guy. The monsters at Kotaku eat guys like you for breakfast. Mm-hmm. They're not a game outlet. They're a political activist outlet. And most of these game sites are these days.
When they were asked to do work that involved games, they had a fit about it.
Yes. Yeah, they were told, Kotaku specifically was told to stick to writing game guides, but that would assume that these game journalists actually play video games, which I don't think they do, most of them. But yeah, she's going to burn this fucking site down. She's going to get herself sued. Well, not herself. She's going to get Geo Media sued. They can't get rid of this website fast enough.
The person you interviewed with, unfortunately, does not have true objective journalistic intentions. The proof is out there. Just read a few of her articles. Yes, indeed, she used you to push her agenda against Grummz. Truly shameful. It's what she does.
What a tried to tell you bent the knee. Piece of
Look,
shit.
I mean, here's my thing. If he felt he needed to apologize because he wasn't meaning it the way it came across, then that's up to him. Like, if he felt that he should apologize because he was trying to joke and it didn't land the way he thought it would, or it didn't come across the way he wanted to do, this is his right to do so.
Yeah.
I mean, if he feels he should apologize, then he has that right to apologize, okay? And he did. So I don't know what else they wanted out of him because he apologized. They just wanted to use him to try to...
I think he had a distorted view of how upset people were because apparently they've been making jokes like this the whole time. This is the first I've heard of the game. I mean, I don't play.
They said that they always are like this.
Yeah.
He even admitted that.
And he wasn't even really fully aware of what was going on. I thought it was because of Stellar Blade, but apparently he wasn't even aware. He just like stepped into a minefield and got his legs blown off. He didn't know what the hell was going on. And, she's going to use this poor guy like a hockey puck against Grummz because she's got an axe to grind with him.
Someone's like, who wants to bet she already blocked him?
Yeah, right.
She continues to be an awful person, I see.
She needs to go. Hey, Geo Media, just a bit of friendly advice. You know what happened to Deadspin? Yeah, that's going to happen to Kotaku. You need to get rid of this website as soon as possible, or at least get rid of her, because she is a liability. You told them to stick to games, and she's playing games, and she's playing games with your money. Mm-hmm. Your money. You're going to get sued. You, Geo Media, will get sued.
And she kind of admitted it even at the bottom. She's like, I'm not a service. You don't get to dictate to me how I represent you. So she even kind of is admitting to it at the end. Like, if I didn't represent you the way you wanted, well, I'm not a service. And, she clearly bring Grummz into it and everything else. That had nothing to do with it. Like, he thought he was interviewing to clarify his stance about boob physics, and it ended up being all about his thoughts on Grummz.
Sue the bitch, Dick Masterson. Yeah.
I don't know. I mean,
I would.
Well, it depends.
Well, I would.
But listen, though. Okay. Here's the thing. You need to hear the audio to see if she really genuinely took it out of context. The way he says, because she's claiming she didn't, and then she says, "But you don't get to control how I represent you," which makes it sound like she did. But unless you have the actual audio file to prove that,
yeah. I think she actually just made sure that he is going to get more support now, because it sounds to me like there is a communication breakdown, and I think he was like, well, I wasn't trying to cause any trouble by putting that tweet out there. I just thought it was kind of funny. And the fact that they made him, that Kotaku and the Gamer, that they made him basically get on his knees and beg for forgiveness, because they made it out like everybody's so mad at you, and that's what they do. Everybody's mad at you. By everybody, I mean the 12
me and my 12 friends.
Me and my 12 journo friends
who are going to lockstep write the same damn article to try to magnify my opinion. Yeah,
the same 12 people who have like 15 alt accounts each, and we're going to go out to Twitter, make it seem like the entire world hates you, and you apologize, or we're going to destroy your business because we have that much power.
The thing is, she's doing it too because this is the only time she ever gets attention. Like, did anybody ever hear about her, care about her before any of this? No. Like, who? God,
this is ridiculous. Do you want to play a farm sim? Maybe we should buy a copy. There's jiggling. You can bounce all day.
I just think, I think this guy has accidentally stepped into this not understanding. But I do think if he wanted to apologize for something because he felt that he should, then that's his decision.
That's his
right
decision
to do so.
Yeah.
So I'm not mad at him for apologizing because maybe he honestly felt that wasn't what he was intending. I don't know what he was intending. I thought it was funny, but that's me as someone with big boobs, much bigger than Alyssa there. I would say
I can vouch.
I'm not offended. But
I'm not offended either. I'm just
actually
very happy.
But I think that he probably was misunderstood and thought that more people were upset than what they were. And then he also was getting jumped on. People were telling him not to apologize, which also probably led him over to talk to her. Because you guys were all jumping on him for apologizing too, probably led him to go over there thinking that he was going to get a chance to clarify for everyone.
Yep.
And then she spent the whole time saying, well, it's not both sides. It's just one side. It's just one side who are bad. One side who are bad. And then proved the opposite with her article. So congratulations. You just made yourself look really, really dumb, Alyssa.
This right here.
Yes.
Scorpion and the Frog. Mm-hmm. But I thought we had a good conversation.
It's my nature.
It's in my nature to...
It's my nature to, screw people over.
Literally, sometimes.
I know. That's why I said it.
Well, at least she has a fallback, so she probably doesn't give a shit what happens.
It's my nature to fuck you over.
She's always getting paid to fuck people over, right?
That's right.
Are we going to wrap this up?
Uh-huh.
Let's wrap this up. Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants. We'll talk later.
Bye.